Branden, first just talk about your decision to come back, and you tested the NBA waters. What went into your decision to play one more year here?
I mean, there's a lot that kind of came into it. Honestly, probably one of the biggest one is basketball related, but my wife, she's at law school here. So if I decided to stay in there, not a very good chance that if you do get drafted, you come to the Jazz and stay here. So we'd be doing long distance. That was probably one of the biggest reasons to come. But then as well, I love this program here. And I felt like we kind of had unfinished business and wanted to continue one more great season.
Yeah, this team hasn't made it back to the tournament since 2016. Is that something that's definitely on your list, is to get this team back to the tournament?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I didn't come back to not make the tournament this year, so it's definitely what we're trying to do.
What's it like having Gabe back with you? It seems like this is the year of all your years that maybe the most returning players.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's great to have Gabe back. Gabe's a great player, a great teammate, a great friend. So yeah, having him come back as well, I think just kind of has a great base for the team and for where we are trying to go.
As you step back, are you able to see the progress that your program is making, or is it not as easy as you're in it?
No, definitely. You can see the progress for sure. I think this team, I think this is probably one of the most deep teams I've been a part of with just depth on, the whole roster. And so I think, the progress that we've made and, being able to go to Spain for, a couple weeks and play some games there was great for our team's development as well.
Where do you feel like you have to improve this year? I know there's a lot of areas, but what is maybe your focus personally or as a team?
For me personally, my biggest thing is just guarding, playing better defense, especially on the perimeter, keeping guys in front of me, and just playing more with a little bit more physical edge to me.
Offensively, you guys have added quite a few new transfers on the wing. What do you think that'll do for this team in terms of offensive progression? Because I know at times last season offense would get bogged down.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's kind of what I was saying. I think this team has a lot of depth, especially on the offensive side. We have a lot of offensive weapons and players who can shoot, pass, and all that. And, we've got Cole Bajema from Washington, who's another elite shooter, go alongside Gabe, and Hunter Erickson and Davon Smith, who are great facilitators with the ball. So I think this is going to be a fun year to watch if people like to watch the offensive side of things.
What does Davon bring to this program? I mean, a lot of experience playing in the ACC the last few years.
Yeah, definitely. He's a good leader for us. He has, like you said, a lot of experience, and one of the biggest things people love is just how quick and athletic he is. He's kind of comes out of nowhere, and he'll jump from the free throw line and just dunk it on you from out of nowhere. So that's great. And then he's a good defender, and he'll get up and really put some pressure on the defenders. As a defender, put some pressure on them.
What changes have you noticed in Coach Smith? I mean, he comes in like a ball of fire. Now this is his third year. Is he kind of like settling in a little bit, or is he still just hair on fire, so to speak?
Yeah, exactly. He's got tons of energy still. He's the same. He's wanting to get this program to go up, and he's doing all he can. He's been lighting a fire under our butts as well to get going.
With that summer experience going to Spain, I mean, usually you get summer conditioning, but it's not real games. Does it jumpstart maybe what you're able to do this year because of that?
Definitely. Yeah. I think it just gives us a kind of like a head start on how this team plays and kind of building chemistry and to work out some kinks that that you figure out in the first few games of the season. I think we've been able to kind of work out earlier since these longer practices over the summer in those games.
You guys recently hosted a bunch of former run-in Utes. What's it like having those guys come through and kind of talk to you guys and maybe help keep you guys focused on the prize?
Yeah, definitely. It was great to have them all back. We were able to talk with them as a group individually, and just kind of like the pride and that they have for this program really kind of just inspires us. And they were obviously a part of the national runner-up teams. A lot of those players were. And so the success that they had, they were able to kind of just give us some insights and share some stories that were pretty motivational.
A lot of expectations with you. Maybe probably going to be a first-team All Pac-12 selection. How much pressure do you put on yourselves, not necessarily to carry the team, but to really lead this team?
Yeah, I definitely think to lead this team, that's probably my biggest role this year. Fifth-year guy, been at Utah my whole time, and so I know what Coach Smith expects. I know what the fans feel about this program, and where this program needs to go. So kind of having that that leadership role is, I think, my biggest thing. And as far as pressure, though, I don't think there's too much pressure. I think that kind of comes down to the whole team. If we all have to take responsibility and do our best.
A couple more.
You've talked about some of the newcomers that are coming in here. What have you seen from some of the guys that you're getting back here with you, like Gabe?
Like, what do I see from them, or? Like,
Yeah. Just how have you seen them develop? You know, you go to the overseas. How have you seen their games develop?
Yeah, definitely. I think just this whole team has been able to kind of pull together, and just the, you know, I could go down the whole list of how people have developed. You know, I think, and the new guys, you know, people are just going to be excited for. I haven't seen too much of a development from, you know, the new guys, because I obviously didn't play with them last year to this year. But I just think overall this team has, you know, been continuing to get better each day in practices.
All right, last one.
Looking at the schedule for this year, do you feel like it's the right kind of schedule to set you guys up for success right out of the gate?
Yeah, for sure. I think we have a great pre-conference schedule. You know, some tough games. We play Wake Forest, and you know, probably win that one. We're playing Houston, or I think it's Townsend. And so, yeah, I think we have some great competition. I think that's just going to lead for us to be able to, you know, find a good groove.
All right, Gabe, there's a lot of returning guys.
Yeah.
You know, with Branden coming back, you must have been stoked when he announced he was coming back.
Yeah,
huh?
for sure. I mean, I had a conversation with Coach Smith after the season, and I just said that would be, you know, obviously that's #1 priority for us, try to get BC back here, and obviously it happened. I'm glad we get to play one more year together.
Health, big issue with you. I think you missed
Yeah.
what, about four to 6 weeks last year. How have you trying to, you know, maybe physically get more prepared?
It's been huge for me. I've been setting aside a lot of time each day just to work on mobility before I start shooting, and can really feel myself getting, you know, just healthier in that way, and just like I said, making it a priority. So hopefully 30 years of charm, no injury this year.
This team went from 12 victories to 17. Are you guys ready to make that next step and get over 20?
Yeah, I think so, man. It's, you know, just this team has a lot of returning guys, like you said, and a lot of guys who are coming in new that have a lot of experience. So I think it's just a great combination to really take this team where we want it to go.
Those newcomers, quite a few of them are on the wing, along the guard line. What's that going to do for the offense, which last year at times wasn't at least?
Yeah, I mean, I was a part of when Cole was here. He had a visit, and you know, we shot together, and I just told him like it'd be awesome to go play with somebody like him and just really open up the floor, and you know, helps everybody offensively, to just have a more spread out floor and just consistent shooting all around. So yeah, it's a big thing this year for sure.
Similar question from Branden. What has playing in Spain this year allowed you guys to be able to do and kind of getting that jump?
Yeah, no, I said to BC earlier today, it almost feels like our second season already with these guys, because, you know, we went through a whole summer together, had tons of practices, and then just spending all that time, you know, you coming in this, like, to this practice, it's just like this chemistry is, we had so much time to spend together in Spain, so it's a great advantage and a good head start. So.
Third year for you, third year for Craig Smith.
Yeah.
Any changes have you noticed in him now that he's really settled into this program?
He's still the same guy, man. Lots of energy, and just same guy. He never wavers, and so love to play for Craig or Coach Smith.
Now, with the amount of time you've been in the program, do you feel like you're taking on more of a leadership role going into this season?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that's a natural progression as someone who's been around for a while now, and you know, 4th year in college, 3rd year here. So, yeah, just trying to share some knowledge of being around, and you know, just natural progression, I'd say.
For you, where does this team need to improve on?
Definitely, you know, just consistency, I'd say. I think like last season there were just some ups and downs, and you know, that's natural, but I think, you know, having that preseason going to Spain has really helped us have a head start, like I said. So, I'd say just keeping consistent, and you know, I think that comes with having older guys and guys who've been around. So.
Is it weird that this is going to be the last year of the Pac-12? I mean, it might be your last year too as
Yeah.
well, but just, you know, to make one final go around with it in this conference.
No, it's pretty special, man. You know, I was thinking about it the other day, like it's pretty cool to be able, I mean, it's sad, but it's also cool to say like you're part of the last year of the Pac-12. So, just gonna take it day by day and appreciate it for sure.
What specifically have you seen from one of those newcomers, Gabe Smith?
Yeah, no, he's a special player, man. He's just, you know, a freak athlete, obviously, and he's really crafty with the ball in his hands, and you know, it's fun to play with. He distributes it really well, so yeah, just fun dude to play with.